But Mel Brooks, yeah, like I said, I grew up in that era. I grew up with Airplane, everything. That's just my sense of humor, and that's why I love about Blazing Saddles. It's I love that it just takes racism and just makes it a joke and makes people who are racist look like idiots. And it's satire at its best. CP, you should write an article or an essay about that movie. It's timeless, and I love it, man. Blazing Saddles, yeah. Have you seen it lately? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I do. I own it. Madeline Kahn is.
Oh yeah, I love her.
I think is one of the funniest women ever.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I'm very well aware. I think I prefer Young Frankenstein, to be honest with you.
That's great. Yeah.
But what were we going to say?
I was going to say this. I'm going to share screens real quick before we end up. But Blazing Saddles, right? I was telling my fiance that, like, you know what, I'm not looking forward to watching all these stupid kids movies again, because I went through that with my kids. So we're on HBO Max, right? And she put this movie on. It was like a Paws of Fury, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then there's this a town full of cats, and they need a sensei to teach kung fu. And they bring a dog, and they go, "A dog can teach kung fu in this town." I'm like, "What? Okay." So it had all these beats of Blazing Saddles, and this is actually a remake of Blazing Saddles. This movie, because the screenwriter is Richard Pryor and Mel Brooks, and they just adapted it to a kid's story. So this freaking movie, Paws of Fury, is a remake of Blazing Saddles.
I've never heard of it. I feel like I would have known it if they had like advertised that. Blazing Saddles for kids.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like, that big guy, Mongol in the movie. They have this one guy called Sumo. In Sumo Nova Reference, no one talked to Sumo before. It's like it's exactly Blazing Saddles, but a kids movie, dude. I could not stop laughing. And Mel Brooks is in the movie as well. He plays cameos in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love when they sneak adult stuff into kids' movies. It's always like these little surprises. I remember when I went and saw Zootopia with my kids, and then they throw in a fucking Breaking Bad reference. There's two sheep, and they're like, Walt and Jesse. I was like, oh yes. Meth in a kids' movie. This is awesome.
I need to see that again. I don't remember that part. I think that's one of the last movies I took my kids to see, because they're already growing out of that phase.
I think Shrek did it best. Shrek, they always
I was about to say that.
Tested the boundaries really, really.
Were they the first?
Nickelodeon cartoons in our era were pretty fucking rough. Like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life. They had like masturbation jokes just right in front of your face. You just
no way.
I remember Rocko's Modern Life, and I didn't realize until years later. They were playing this board game in one episode where there's a little spinner thing, and there's a monkey, and they have paddles, and they're playing Spank the Monkey. And like years later, I was like, I heard somebody say Spank the Monkey and like as a masturbation joke, and it just took me back. I was like, wait a fucking minute. Trying to think back to shit. He works at a phone sex operator place, and you never realize it.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Wow.
Some of those early cartoons, man, you go back and watch them as an adult, they're totally different. You're like, oh, wow. No wonder I'm fucked up.
It wasn't that bad, though. I mean, dude,
I was already watching From Dusk Till Dawn and shit, so I was already far gone.
And that's when you fell in love with Latinas, when you saw Salma Hayek.
To this day, dude, that's still when people are like, what's your celebrity crush? I'm like, Santanico Pandemonium.
Yes. Have you seen her lately? She's aged beautifully, dude.
Oh,
she looks amazing. I think she's what,
dude, Salma Hayek. Yeah, Salma Hayek and Elizabeth Hurley are two women that just, as they get older, it's just like, Jesus Christ, you're like aging backwards.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. And so, I don't think Salma has ever had kids or anything like that. That may be it, but she's just timeless. She hasn't aged at all. She looks beautiful. Yeah. But okay, we're at the 2:30 mark, so I guess we'll wrap it up real quick. So guys, again, thanks for participating with this podcast. Again, I want to do something different. I want people to see a different side of me and to see who I hang with. And of course, maybe we can invite other people next time and just have a hangout, man. But I appreciate your audience. And
Hey, Sean, what's your thoughts on gangbangs?
Yeah, right, Sean.
Brian, your rebuttal.
Right. Let's talk about Satan, right? And how he's misunderstood.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious, dude.
I would bait him with a Snyder discussion and just be like, actually, we're here to talk about.
Yeah. Jesus, right? We're going to talk about that, right? But anyway, guys.
We did a little bit.
What's that?
We talked about Jesus a little bit. A teeny little bit.
Maybe it was mixed in with the AIDS and gangbangs and blowjobs and kissing after that.
That was way before. Yeah.
Anything you guys want to promote? I mean, Cody, you're super famous. Everybody knows who the hell you are. But anything you're working on that you want to tell people? This is not going to go out, by the way, until just FYI. Looking at my calendar here. This is not going to go out to the 22nd.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, if you're watching this on the 22nd, then in about a week on my channel, as well as Charles's channel and Sean's channel and Brian Lomax's channel, you'll see our newest 31 on 31 Creatures of the Night, where we're going to rank 31 vampire and werewolf films. So that's what I'll promote.
And CP, you're working on this right now. You're like on 25, right? Tell me you're on 25.
If he hasn't already shot and started editing, he's fucked.
Yeah.
No, I've got pieces. I could show you. Well, I don't want to show Cody my fucking gags because
no,
we're gonna wear the same dress to the fucking prom.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got Renfield out of the way today. That was the one I was concerned about because I was like, a new one. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's that, and it was requested that I brought this stereotypical grifter movie reviewer back for a gag. Years ago, I did a reaction to the Force Awakens trailer. Back then, the problem was that there was a black stormtrooper, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So I
you did a
reacted to
character.
No. I was a white nerd with a lisp and reacted to it as Sigmund. And since it's only gotten worse, it's kind of like a backhanded slap to people because people say that, woke is just constantly
ego broke.
They're just turning it up.
Yeah.
The last 5 years have been crazy. And what I'm doing is secretly I'm telling them how fucking stupid they are by showing them movies with the same agenda, 30, 40 years ago, while still playing into the woke narrative. By the time this is up, I'll have my Sigmund review of Blue Steel, the Catherine Bigelow directed Jamie Lee Curtis film. And
Armand Asante, is that his name with the beard?
No, that was Ron Silver.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah, I knew it was one of those guys. Yeah.
And you know why he was a villain, right?
Because his beard?
Because he was outwardly Republican.
Oh.
And that too.
I had no idea.
But well, cool. It's satire. If you watch it, it is satire. I don't believe any of the things I'm genuinely riffing on. So have that in mind.
Well, we need more satire in this world. We need to laugh at ourselves. We take ourselves a little too seriously sometimes.
Those fuckers really need to take themselves down a notch or 7. Holy shit.
Go look through my nefarious comments section. You'll have a field day.
MCU. Go fuck yourself, dude. What the fuck? Is this really what bothers you?
Mm-hmm. I was shocked that I didn't get any woke comments in my Evil Dead Rise review. I thought when I saw it, I was like, oh, fuck, all female cast. Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
See,
and not only that, but the one male character, I believe, is a transgender actor. And so that was another thing. I was like, oh, this is all I'm going to fucking hear about for the next 3 days. And I didn't get one comment. And I was like, either we're growing or I just got lucky this time because I've had enough with Poe is Afraid and Nefarious, but I was shocked. And, apparently some other people have had a few comments, but yeah, I was shocked that one wasn't the big fucking hit piece of May.
Here's what I'll tackle on to what Rudy was saying before. the horror community is very accepting. If I can say something about, social construct, the horror community is very open-armed and welcoming to all types of
Mhm.
different people.
Oh, they don't get mad nearly as quick as the comic book crowd. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I get pissed off. There was a fucking article in Collider or something that was talking about how we're just finally starting to get over sexism and horror. And I was like, can we get
When?
somebody that actually knows horror to write this shit?
What?
Because we're the last. It's the last genre that needs any help.
Yeah.
Final Girl has been a thing for fucking 40 plus years for a reason. We're
Yeah.
way ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was bringing up. It was saying like how Jamie Lee Curtis always has to be saved by the man. I guess they're talking about Dr. Loomis. And I was like, how many of these fucking movies have you seen? That was
What?
one time.
Have you seen H2O? Right? You see what
Yeah,
she
no
did to
shit.
him?
No shit.
That's
Oh, it was
insane.
so funny. I read that stuff. I'm just like, oh, like, did somebody just fucking make Chat GPT like create a stupid ass article about?
That's a
Well,
brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Make me a woke story about a movie that's not woke.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I do like going back to James Gunn. He said that the DC universe that he's writing is not going to be political or throw any social narratives in it. He's just going to stay true to the comic book source. I'm like, oh, good. Just kind of leave that alone. Just to kind of keep the traffic and noise away from it.
Hey guys, if you're white in your 30s and don't have kids, Little Mermaid, it's not for you. So don't.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your 2 cents. How about that?
Yeah.
That's coming from another white guy without kids.
Mhm.
I don't fucking care.
Mhm.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I don't care either, but I'm gonna say this. I don't like Disney. I've been very vocal about that ever since
Sure.
Star Wars and how they manage it. When I see things like that, like making the Little Mermaid black, I don't think it's sincere. I don't feel
Oh,
it's
yeah,
sincere.
no, you're
No,
right.
No studio. It's the same way with WB when they made the fucking the last Fantastic Beasts film. It's the one where you finally start to explore that Dumbledore
Yeah.
and Grindelwald used to be gay lovers and stuff. They put it all in one scene so that
Yeah.
they could delete one scene and still have it play in China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's
exactly.
just like, okay, if you're really a big fan of the cause, fuck China. But
Yeah.
no.
They're money first. They're
Yeah.
always money first. But when they
Yes.
can, they try to pat themselves on the back and say, hey, look, you can't really tell, but there's these blurry women kissing.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's like, no, you don't get credit for that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Lightyear. Lightyear was the other one that everybody was freaking out about. Like,
Yeah.
indoctrinating our children. I'm like, dude, it's in the background. 2 chicks holding fucking hands. You could go down for a sip of your drink and miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
there was
and going
somebody
back to
that,
the little. Go
go ahead. There was somebody that froze a frame of the new Spider-Man animated movie. And he's like, look, the trans flag's on her wall. And I'm like, how the fuck did you find that?
Yeah.
A single frame. Like
It's one of those things where
55
it's like,
Easter eggs thing.
It's so minuscule that it's not deserving of the hate or the praise.
right.
Yes,
Right.
it's just there.
It's like, what the
The Little
who the
Mermaid's
fuck
a little
cares?
different. Like I don't buy into Disney's motivations like they're
Yeah.
doing it for a moral reason. But when you see like a lot of the reactions with these young black girls where they're and they're
Yeah.
all excited, like that stuff's heartwarming to me. I would
Exactly.
if I didn't have daughters and a wife that's a fanatic of the Little Mermaid, I would never have seen the movie to begin with. So I would have never cared. But just stuff like that is enough that even if I was a Little Mermaid fanatic, I'm like, how can you be mad about that? Like,
Yeah.
they can have one for Christ's sake, Jesus
You
Christ. It
still
just-
have yours too.
Yeah.
They're not ruining the original. It's still there.
Yeah. And what I was saying was like it's not sincere. I know it's a gimmick. And one thing I don't
it's
like,
cash. They're just trying.
they're
to,
repackaging an old product. And that's all they're doing. They're like wrapping up the same Christmas present, but with different wrapping and saying, hey, it's different. And it's actually strategically smart because they'll push that it's sincere. Oh, we're speaking to generations and all that, but it's also lazy.
Yeah.
Because they know it's going to get points on social media and it's kind of protected because you can't talk against it. Because if you do, you're going to be labeled X. And
they did that with fucking She-Hulk. The in-joke that entire show was laughing at all of the comments that they were going to get online during the show. Like they pre-wrote what the episode responses were going to be into the show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what other studio's doing that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only Disney. So again, I don't feel sincerity with Disney. And again, maybe it's a generational thing, but I like when you mentioned like kids seeing, like like young Black women seeing like a Little Mermaid and just seeing, oh, that's cool. I don't know. Like for me, like one of my favorite movies, I even did a video on it. It was The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy. That's one of my fucking favorite movies, and the soundtrack's on my workout mix.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw Bruce Leroy as Black when I was a kid. I just saw him as a guy who wanted to learn karate and get the master of the glow and be the one. I mean, color was blind to me. Luke, I never saw him as white.
Dude, you know how
Indiana
bad I
Jones was
Blade?
Indiana Jones. He wasn't like a white man.
Yeah,
and as a young Hispanic kid, I looked up to him. Christopher Reeve. I never saw white. It's weird. So I wonder if kids if they didn't bring that up, would kids even notice?
I don't think so. Not so much. Like I said, I thought Blade was the coolest motherfucker in the world.
Fuck yes.
Like, yeah.
That's one of the best Marvel movies ever. Yes.